Hey guys, so I am back with another video. Today I got some Crocs here and I want to shrink them. I have been seeing a lot of people shrinking their Crocs. So I wanted to find out if it worked. These are size 3 that I bought for my boys and they fit them too big. So that's why I decided to test them out and we will see what happens. I'm going to be trying out two different methods. I've seen the one where you boil them, the one where you put it in your car and it heats up with the heat of a car, and I've seen the other few, but those are the ones I wanted to test out that made sense to me. So this is how it fits my son. You can see the huge gap in the back. So I decided to start off by boiling it. I put it on high. It was over 200 Fahrenheit when I decided to start boiling it. So I started with the right side shoe. So I put it in there about almost 3 minutes, I would say. And then I took it out to see if it had shrunk at all, to see how it came out. And surprisingly, it did shrink. It did. It actually worked. Look at the difference of the gap. I was really surprised. I was really surprised that it worked. I was like, oh my god, it does work. Look, it's a size 3, so you guys see that I am not lying to you. It worked. It actually shrunk. So I was like, okay, let's do the left side now. I put it in there for 3 minutes. And let me tell you guys, it did not shrink. It did not shrink. So I had to go back literally almost half an hour before I could even get it close to the size that the right one had got into, which was crazy to me. How it took 3 minutes for one. Look at this one. This is another pair of a size 3. I have 2 of them because I have 2 boys and I always buy them the same thing. That's why I have 2 pairs of the same one. So look at the difference. Like, I was really surprised, but I don't understand why it took me so long for the left side to shrink. It was just so weird to me. So weird. And then, so yeah, like I said, it was different timing for both shoes, which I thought was so weird. So you can see here, I put them on my son so you can see the difference. Once I boiled both of them and got them to as close as I could to the same size, they fit much better. So I left them actually out overnight. I was like, okay, let's see if something happens to them. And yeah, something did happen to it. The left side actually grew a little bit, which was so weird. So I don't know why just the left side looked like it grew. I went on ahead and reboiled just the left side to get it back to the size that the right one was. And yeah, it did shrink back. So I was like, okay, hopefully it stays, shrunk. And it did. I checked it the next day, which would be like the 3rd day, and it stayed shrunk a little bit. They still weren't the same exact size, but it did shrink and stay like that a little bit. As you can see, it was wet, so I boiled it a little bit. So yeah, that was my first test, and it was weird, but they did shrink. Overall, they did shrink. So I wanted to test out the other method where you put them in your car and they heat up with the heat of your car. So mind you, it is like 85 degrees out here where I live. I put them right by the front windshield in front of the car, inside the car, and they did shrink. I literally had to put them out there for 2 days though. I only put them out there when the sun was out. And that was like, let's say 6 hours each day. So 12 hours total around, I would say. And they were really hot when I went to go get them. Like really hot. I would say they did shrink. Yes, it was a big difference. But I probably need to put them out there maybe 1 or 2 more days. Total like 24 hours. For them to get to the desired size I wanted. You can see it's almost the same size as the other ones that I shrunk boiling them. So yeah, it does work. It's just very time consuming. It's gonna take a few days to get them to the size you want. So yeah, there's goes that. And then You can see the difference of the ones I boiled in the pot and the ones I put in the car, the ones that have the tags on them. I left the tags on so you guys could see those are the shoes that, the other pair. You can see the difference. So I got these other green ones that I got my kids, also a size 3. And you can see them next to the ones that I boiled. So I was not done with that boiling the Crocs method because it was really frustrating me how it took 3 minutes for the right side to shrink, and then it took me like half an hour for the left side. So I was like, okay, I want to try this again. So I got the water boiling and I put the right side shoe in first. And once again, it did shrink with like 3 minutes of boiling, just like the first pair. So that went great. Look at the difference. Just of like 3 minutes. I was like, oh wow, okay, this works. This is gonna work this time. I was so excited. So I went on ahead and then boiled the left side. You can see the difference right here. I brought them and put them right next to the other ones that I boiled so you guys can see the difference. So I went on ahead and boiled the left side. I went for like 3 minutes of boiling and it did not shrink. So I was like, okay, let's go back to it. Maybe it just needs 1 more minute. I did it again. I took it out, measured it. It did not shrink. I was like, what the heck? So I had to keep going, keep boiling, measuring, seeing if there was a difference. It was boiling a little bit faster. So I realized that I think what's not shrinking is the front side. So I decided just to put in the tip of the crock and just boil that to see if it made a difference. So as you can see right here, I would measure from the back and then to the front. So it was working much better than the first pair when I realized that it was the tip that was not shrinking. You can see the difference here. The ones on the outer ends are the ones that I boiled, and the ones in the middle were the ones that I put in the car. So these are the ones I boiled compared to another size 3 that I had. So you can see the difference. They did shrink. Overall, they did shrink. But this damn thing where, I don't know why the left side is not shrinking was really stressing me out. So I got this other pair of size 3. Look at the ones that I shrunk. These are size 3 also. And I decided to boil them for the 3rd attempt. So real quick before I boil those shoes, look, these are all the ones already boiled next to the one I'm about to boil. You can see clearly the difference. I mean, it's a huge difference. So these are the left side shoes. I'm going to begin with the left side this time because I don't know what's going on, but the left sides don't want to shrink. So I started with the left shoe. And look at the difference of the one I'm about to boil. This is the 3rd attempt, like I said. So let's see what happens. So I went on to boil it. My water was ready. And like I said, I'm going to begin with the left side shoe. I want to see what happens, what's going on. So I put it in there for about 3 minutes like I did for the other pairs of Crocs that I did. And it did shrink. It shrunk. I was surprised. I was like, okay, so what's going on? Why is the first shoe shrinking right away in less than 3 minutes, but then the other shoe is not? So that one shrunk. Look at the difference in less than 3 minutes. Okay, that made no goddamn sense to me. So I went on and did the right side now. So I was like, okay, the right sides always shrink. I won't have a problem with it. Left side shrunk right away. And guess what? It didn't. The damn shoe did not shrink. I was like, what the heck? I don't understand. Look, put it in there for like 3 minutes. It did shrink, but not right away like the first shoe did. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I don't know, but it's not taking the same amount of time for both shoes, which is so weird. I had to keep going in there, and again, the tip was not shrinking, so I just dipped in the tip of the shoe, and that's what I was boiling. And it did take me a while. It took me a while to get them almost the same size. You can see a little bit that it's longer than the left side shoe. So I kept going back boiling like half an hour, like I was doing for the other pairs. So I don't know. Overall, I would say yes, these two methods do work in their own ways. Yes, you do shrink your Crocs. You can shrink them, but it might take a bit and it might be a little bit complicated. So I would personally suggest just go buy the size that you have, that you need. I'm sorry. Look at the difference. I paired all of them together after I boiled all of them. Look at all the shoes that I did. Yeah, just go buy the size that you need. If you have no other choice, go ahead and do it. It will work. Just know you might come into a little complication like that. It might work perfectly for you. Who knows? Maybe I was doing something wrong. I don't know. But I was doing what everybody else did. Boil them. I don't know. So yes, they do work. I would prefer the boiling method. That's just me though. So yeah, overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.